You just stabbed yourself? How did you do that? Now you don't have to go to work. Is that how that works? Playing with your butterfly knife. Ooh. Hopefully you're okay. Anyway. Don't question your logic, okay? Alright, I will not. It's not my place anyway. I'm just gonna roll right into episode 2. Let's go, baby. Again, they should have updated this video too.
Go find Dad.
Like this, at least this one's in widescreen, unlike the trailer at the end of episode 1. At least the
process is accelerating toward a dark energy flare.
I also wonder why they had to do this as a video instead of why couldn't they do it in engine?
She's in serious trouble. Hurry back.
The core is exceedingly close to collapse.
We need to get this and the transmission packet to my dad. I've got it right here. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Is Half-Life 2 just broken down to episodes? Now, okay, here's how. There's Half-Life 2, the base game. And then, after development of episode 2, they wanted to move into an episodic format for the future, so they could like they could iterate it on it quicker and get it out faster. So they went for shorter segments, and then so they could get them out quicker. So these are episode 1 and 2 are sequels to Half-Life 2. That's what it was. Yeah. Like, episode 1 is, it's the continuation of the story. That's what they are.
Welcome to Half-Life 2, Episode 2. We are at the midpoint in our trilogy of episodes, which will conclude in Episode 3.
Oh yeah, totally.
To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshairs over the floating commentary symbol and press your Use key. To stop a commentary node, put your crosshair over the rotating node.
Episode 3 is coming, guys.
And press the
See,
Use key
Gabe
again.
promised it.
Some commentary nodes may take control
Gabe
of the
said
game
it himself.
in order to show something
It's coming.
to you. In these cases, simply press your Use key again to stop the commentary. Please let me know what you think after you've had a chance to play this, our latest installment in the ongoing adventures of Gordon Freeman. I can be reached at gaben@valvesoftware.com. I get about 10,000 emails each time we release a game, and while I can't respond to all of them, I do read all of them. Thanks, and have fun.
Yeah, he says that in the commentary for every game. I'm assuming after the 20th anniversary, he probably, like, when he got the update and people listened to the commentary for that game, I assume he got emails then, too. Like, time to read an email, tell Gabe New, hurry up, Freeman. Yeah, where's my episode 3, damn it?
Starting episode 2 in the crashed train has several purposes. From a story point of view, it establishes continuity with the end of episode 1. But from a gameplay perspective, it allows players to reacquaint themselves with the basic movement controls in a safe, contained environment. Our earliest design had the player scrambling out of the wreck high above the canyon and forced them to make some precarious jumps to get to ground level. After seeing most playtesters fall to their deaths numerous times in the first 5 minutes of gameplay, We optimized for perceived rather than actual danger.
Oh, okay. So originally when they designed it, the train crashed up there, and up in higher, and you had to work your way down. Yeah, I like this better. I like this better if the game actually the train is already crashed. You don't need to actually, die, which apparently a lot of playtesters did. What am I jumping out of? The window? No, I just gotta wait for Alyx.
Gordon? Oh, Gordon, thank God you're okay. Hold on a sec. I'll get you out of there.
You better. I think she just needs to open the door. Maybe with the gravity
Let's
gun.
hope this still works. Stand back. Here goes. Wow. I forgot what a kick this thing has. Here, you take the gravity gun. You're better with it than I am.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but okay. Oh,
I know. I shouldn't have worried. Well, we should keep moving. I'm sure the Combine haven't forgotten about us.
yeah, they're still on our ass.
A few minutes ago. Maybe they're still around. We've got a long way to go. It'd be nice to have some extra help.
The destruction of this rail bridge was our first opportunity to showcase our new cinematic physics technology. We wanted to convey to the player the scale of the train wreck, and the delicate balance the damaged bridge was left in as a result.
The Citadel.
The structural deformation of the twisted metal was modeled with the help of surface-based spring networks, driven by particle systems. In this case, we actually passed a rail car through the bridge and solved the deformation dynamically. For the collapse, we used an offline large-scale rigid body simulation, a technology typically reserved for the visual effects industry. In this simulation, we have about 750 moving parts, calculated with coarse, convex hulls. These in turn drove a skeleton network to which the high-resolution geometry was skinned. Particles were then emitted from the transforming geometry and calculated in-game.
Nice. So they actually realistically, using their physics engine, they actually crashed a train into a bridge. And here's what it would actually look like if a train crashed into a bridge. Alyx is waiting for me over there, but we have some nodes on the way.
Having established the super portal as a threat in the opening vista, we decided it would make a useful landmark as the player traveled toward White Forest. In Half-Life 2 and Episode 1, we could count on the Citadel being visible in many of the maps, casting its shadow over the world. The super portal plays the same role in Episode 2, anchoring the player in a world while providing them with visual updates on the developing threat.
Are you okay?
The addition of beam effects and portal storm shockwaves help bring the portal to life and make it more than merely a static background element.
Neither of us were around for that, Alyx. I don't think. She's like, it's the first days all over again. Gordon wasn't around for that, and I think she was a child, so I don't know if she would remember much. Also, yeah, the portal storm took the bridge out.
The view of the ruins yet still...
For the ominous mass of clouds which swirl above the destroyed citadel, we devised a shader effect to give the impression of depth and complex turbulence. The actual geometry rendered for this effect is a single flat polygon, but through a series of pixel shader effects, which composite several texture layers, we are able to achieve the impression of realistic churning clouds. In the offline pre-visualization work that we did to initially define this effect, we developed a very realistic simulation with more than 30 layers of clouds. With real-time shader techniques, we were able to achieve an equivalent look while maintaining an interactive frame rate.
Yeah, because if they were actually having 30 cloud layers in real time back in 2008, I think is when this came out, I think even nowadays, computers wouldn't be able to do that in real time. That would be a lot. Alright, what was this guy
The view
gonna
of the
do?
ruined yet still dangerous City 17 is a good example of a classic Half-Life vista. Vistas are sweeping scenes where many elements of design come together. This one reminds the player of what he's accomplished in Episode 1 while setting up the threat that will hang over the rest of Episode 2. It establishes the mood with a stunning skybox and shader effects, shows off believable character responses, and also literally sets the episode into motion. When the player looks at the scene, a device called a look trigger sets off the portal storm, which causes the bridge to collapse, using Valve's new cinematic physics, which we'll be showcasing throughout the episode.
Yeah, so, like I was saying before, the whole point of the episodes was to showcase new technology faster, and so the game would have, the game could have a shorter dev time, so they could, focus on showing off new technology. Because that's always, what Half-Life has been. It's always been, them trying to showcase new technology, but also have a fun, believable, believable in the context of the story. They try to find that, cross point between new technology and and a fun story.
I wouldn't be surprised if the rebels use this place.
Well, they might have at one point. I don't know if they do currently. Nope. Give me that suit. There we go. All right. We got a...
So I really don't think I had any idea what I was getting into when I auditioned for the game, because I really had no clue what Half-Life was, what Steam was, or what Valve was about. But I did really have the feeling that it was something that was really heavy, since when I was in the waiting room, everybody that was sitting across from me just seemed like they were stars or recognizable faces. And then the first time that I sat down with the Valve team, they showed me some rough animations of Alyx, and immediately I just couldn't keep my eyes off her. I mean, she actually looked like someone I could be related to, and that has never happened to me.
Oh, so this time, for this episode, they actually got Alyx's voice actress to actually record commentary this time? It's why did it wait until this? I'm wondering why they waited until this episode to do that. They could have did that in episode 1 as well. Oh yeah, there's zombies. They're fighting ant lions. Classic tale. Oh boy. I'll just use a regular barrel. It works just as well. Ow. Boy, I can't aim. I think she'll get it though. Well, maybe not. Oh, she did. Okay, good.
In this first part of the episode, we're restoring the player's connection to Alyx by recalling the sort of collaborative activities you shared with her in episode 1, from combat to collaborative puzzle solving. Notice that as she works to restore power to the transmitter, she's careful not to steal the player's fun by doing it all herself. She doesn't actually solve the puzzle, although she sometimes thinks she has. This adds to her charm and helps her feel more human. Of course, the reason we're doing this is so that you will care when bad things happen to her.
This transmission scene was added fairly late in development, after hearing from playtesters that they weren't sure where they were going or why.
Oh, wait. I'll wait until I solve the puzzle till we hear the transmission to hear that commentary. Oh yeah, she's coming up here.
This could take a while.
There's a...
Hey, if you have any blinding insights into how to fix this, go for it.
Yeah, there we go. I had to wait for her to drop the cable down.
Not sure what I did, but it worked.
You did nothing, but okay.
Now, check in.
I mean, she literally, yeah, she's like, yeah. She thought she solved it, but it's like, no, that was me. Alright, now I'll play this note.
White Force, this is Alyx.
This transmission scene was added fairly late in development, after hearing from playtesters that they weren't sure where they were going or why. Setting up the White Force base as your goal right away was important in an episode with so many open, free-form areas where players might forget what they're supposed to be doing.
I can hardly believe it.
Don't worry, Dad, we're fine. But something really strange is happening with the Citadel.
Oh yes, we've been monitoring the situation. The raw discharge of the meltdown has been focused into a coherent beam of portal energy.
It's the Combine. They're trying to open another gateway.
Yes, what you're seeing is the infancy of a super portal. If it attains full strength,
It'll be the 7-hour war all over again. Except this time we won't last 7 minutes.
My God. Gordon, what if that's why they were sending so much data from the Citadel? So that...
data? From the Citadel?
In the control room. They were feeding huge volumes of data directly into the core destruction sequence.
Magnuson, did you hear that? I'll bet it's the Combine portal code.
Yes, I'm not deaf.
I downloaded the whole packet. They've been chasing us ever since.
Well, of course they have. You see, Kleiner, it's the linchpin of all of their plans.
Well, I can see that. I never said...
Somewhere in that sequence, they would have had to establish a connection with the far side. What you have there, young lady, is the specific contact code for the Combine overworld. Good God. Now, if I am right about this, and I have no reason to doubt myself, you are carrying the very code Dr. Mossman had hoped to recover. Now, how soon can you get here?
Well, we'll have to get our bearings, but we can definitely...
There is no time to waste. We'll need to step up the launch schedule. And now, as soon as you get here with the signature data, we'll encode the satellite and get the damn thing into orbit. Get here as quickly as you can, you two. For God's sake.
Oh, my ears.
We're breaking up. Come in. Dad, are you there? Dad! They're still tracking us. We need to keep moving. Come on, this way.
Biotics confirmed, yep. I'm a... Gnome. Yeah, I feel like the gnome run should be a lot easier on easy. I just wanted to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it on hard at my first playthrough. Okay, as long as I don't lose the gnome.
User dead. Imminent vital signs are dropping.
Those buildings look like they've seen some use recently. I should find a way out there.
I just need to also remember the hunter sequence is coming up. So I gotta put the gnome somewhere where I can find it afterward. I think I need to break this, right? Or is there a wheel that I... Oh, no, I just need to do that. I think the...
Nice. That did the trick.
I think the hunter sequence is, like,
On you to find a way through.
almost right now.
Dr. Magnuson has an old rocket up at White Forest. He's been hoping for the day when he could launch a satellite to tap into the old array they set up at Black Mesa. But getting a launch out while the Combine was intact? There was just no way. I'm not sure how they'll use a satellite to shut down the... What was that?
I think a safe point is, like, right here. It'll happen as soon as we go in this building.
Shh, quiet. We're not alone.
I don't think you can see the hunter yet.
Hey, can you figure out a way to get this gate open?
Actually, I think the roof might be okay too. Basically, we need to hop into the building here.
Careful up there. I'll keep watch out here.
And by hop, I mean just fall in this hole. Actually, I think in this building would have been fine too. But I think where I left it, it'll be fine. Yeah, you're about to get skewered by it. It'll be fine, Alyx. Don't worry. You're only going to be dead for a little while.
Ah! Oh my god. Ah!
I'm amazed they don't have a commentary note for this. I don't know why they don't. I guess because they already talked about it. I'm trying to remember if they already talked about it in the base game, which would be after the fact, or if they talked about it in episode 1. It was probably in the base game when they talked about it. Because I remember them talking about it. It's just...
The Alyx fans. What harm has come? Ah, the free man. I am pleased to see at least you are unharmed. But the Alyx fans, her condition is grave.
Ah, here we go.
Healing her will require
From the
more
beginning
than
of
I
episode
know.
2's design, we intended for Alyx to be gravely injured and fall into a coma. However, the timing and nature of her injury changed dramatically. In the earliest version, the player woke to find Alyx already unconscious. We wanted the player to be unsure of what to do, but instead this turned out to be merely confusing. In the next iteration, Alyx balanced precariously in the train car near the player, only to slip and fall as the train shifted. This was unsatisfying because we have painted Alyx as tough and agile. Having her injured in a fall seemed arbitrary and impersonal. We kept trying to add a stronger emotional aspect to her injury, something that would give rise to anger and fear. Around this time, the hunters were coming online, and we were having trouble giving them a really powerful introductory moment. Solving both problems at the same time, we introduced the hunters as the cause of Alyx's injury.
That is a good way to introduce them, because it makes them feel like holy shit, they are an actual threat. like, holy shit, they are a problem.
Creating the sound of the Vort's call was a refreshing break from scoring huge explosions or the bridge destruction. We wanted something subtle that would communicate the Vort's general nature as well as its specific cry for help. Sometimes it can be difficult to process sounds while still giving an organic quality to the voice. To design a sound that contained a sense of the alien personality without just sounding like another animal call, we found a way to add and process overtones while subtly altering the phrasing of the pitch. The resulting sounds give the impression that the Vorts are in fact communicating among each other with a dynamic dialogue of calls as opposed to speech.
Okay. Yeah. Because, yeah, you don't want them to just sound like, just animals. Alright, Frosty, thanks for popping in. Have a good day at work.
We must hasten. Her state is delicate.
Trying to remember where antlions pop in. I think it's soon. Can I get in that? No, okay. I think that's supposed to just, like, give you the impression that, like, they're, like, over there, but, like, I don't think they are. It was just playing sound, I think.
Perhaps the Freeman can restore this elevator's functionality.
How do I do that?
Use care.
Oh, because the crowbar's just in it.
Press on, Freeman, if you are able. I will take her to my kin by another path.
Oh, then I can't. No, I gotta bring the. I thought
Restore this elevator's functionality.
I was trying to remember if I could bring the gnome. It was one of those sections where I could wait for the gnome to come back.
Press on, Freeman, if you are able. I will take her to my kin by another path.
But I don't think it was, so I'm gonna, just in case, we're gonna just bring the gnome, especially because he said, don't, I'll go another way. Yeah, I had to bring this with me. Why am I doing the gnome run again? I don't know. I feel like it. I think here I can leave it. Actually, no, I don't think I can, because you go up, and then you pop on the other side, so you have to bring the gnome with you, I think. God damn it. Put the gnome somewhere I can grab it and put it over there while we're, because if I put it on that ledge, it can stay there temporarily. You know, if I could grab... I think I'm having trouble grabbing it because every time physics gets applied to it, it gets reset. So I can't pick it up. There we go. Okay, now that it's up there, I don't need to worry about it that much. Was that it? I'm trying to remember if there was more in that hole. I guess there wasn't. I think I should just get off. I don't think there's anything else there. Yeah, we'll just get off. Okay. What I'm not gonna try to do is kill all the grubs, because that won't matter. I won't get the achievement for that one in the commentary run anyway. I didn't want that to happen. So I need to auto save more frequently. Luckily, that auto save was right there. Actually, I should just put the gnome down there in case I fall off again. And just put it here. Kick, kick. That was so close. It almost made it. I'm trying to remember if... Oh yeah, there's a poison guy, which is always fun. I think I missed. Of course I missed. There we go. Oh, I bet I didn't kill these grubs. You know what? I bet I missed these grubs at the very beginning. Probably because I didn't know what grubs were at the time. And that I should be looking out for them. If I were to go through, I would definitely pull up a guide and be like, "All right, here's all the grubs." Just like in the base game, I'd probably pull up a guide and be like, "All right, here's all the lambda caches."
In early tests, playtesters didn't realize that antlion grubs drop health nuggets, since they tended to pick up the nuggets by accident after squishing the grubs. In order to showcase the feature, we placed a grub on the far side of this webbing. When a player breaks the web, they squish the grub and send the nugget rolling. Most players chase the nugget and naturally understand how to exploit grubs in the future.
The antlion grubs were initially created for Half-Life 2, to visually flesh out the life cycle of the antlions. We never found the right place for them in that game, but as we developed the antlion environments for Episode 2, they were an obvious choice for Resurrection. In addition to their role in the life cycle of the antlion, they provide an equally valuable service in these dark tunnels: light. As the grubs came to life, we made sure that killing them was more rewarding. In addition to the satisfying squish effects, we added the health nugget for ailing players. Soon, we found many players were compelled to squash every grub in the map. It's worth pointing out that grubs also play a role in our dynamic resupply system. The more injured you are, the more health they provide, which allows us to create a consistent level of challenge for players at differing skill levels.
Show concept art here. They didn't show it. I wonder if they were supposed to and it somehow messed up. There are a lot of them. My God, yeah, I definitely would pull up a guide if I were to do that. Oh yeah, the acid guy. I think unlike the poison head crab, they can kill you. Ow. I don't know if Gnome Chompski's doing a lot of damage to him. I'm gonna go with no. I also lost no Chompski, so that's why you don't use him as a weapon. Is it? Like, normally it's okay to use him as a weapon. Where the hell did he get flung to? It'd be funny if he got flung back up there. That'd actually suck a lot, but it would be... Alright, well... I don't need to do it. We already did it. I think actually what I will do is leave him there and then grab a barrel. I can't grab those, so Oh, I could use these, okay. I don't know if smushing them will count or anything. I don't think smushing him is working. Oh, don't go over there. Where did I put... Actually, where did I put Gnome Chompski? Oh, did I lose him again? I might have. Oh, there he is. Okay, good. I have a gun. What the fuck am I doing? In order to get over there, I need to get around. Okay. Well, hold on. Oh. Right, there's two more. This is not a problem. Really. Now it's a problem. Well, not really. It's a minor issue. Not what I wanted, clearly. They're not dead? I find that hard to believe, actually. I think, realistically, you could have just avoided those guys by just hopping in the hole. Also, I would have missed the shotgun, so... That, and the grenades would have also been a good way to deal with them. Both would have been great options. I chose to use none of them. Dropping a rock on him doesn't count as squishing him? I feel like for a game that likes physics solutions, that should be one of them. Like, you shouldn't have to physically step on it, I feel like. Oh, God. Okay. It's never easy crushing bugs. Yeah. That's also true. Hey, get back here! Technically, I could just walk right through here. The garden gnome from Nika? Oh, you mean Travelocity? Hold on. Oh boy. Oh, okay. There we go. One's dead and the other one's about to be. As I shoot it a bit. Alright, where did he go? There he is. Come on, Chompski. You're going on another journey. I don't know why I'm taking you this time, but I've committed, so we're gonna commit to it. Oh god, another one? Alright, well. There we go. I'm pretty sure he died. I'd be surprised if he didn't, to be honest. Oh my god, there's so many grubs here. What the fuck? As we learned, apparently flinging an object at them doesn't kill them. I call nuts to that. I feel like it should, but what do I know? This room might have also been one where I didn't kill all the grubs, simply because I didn't realize... Well, no, I think you loop back around in this tunnel multiple times, do you? Or maybe you don't. How the hell would you get all those then? You'd have to, like, shoot all of them. I'm not going to worry about it because... Again, I'm not going to get the achievement anyway. Even if I were to worry about it, I'm not going to get the achievement anyway, so we're not going to worry about it. I'm also not going to worry about that guy. He doesn't matter. I don't need to kill him. Unless he gets in my face. If he gets in my face, I might bother with it. Oh, hello there, Truge and Raiders. Why? Hold on. Thank you so much for... I was not expecting to raid. Let me give you a shout out here. What were you guys up to? We're currently going through the Half-Life while with the dev commentary on. Right now there hasn't been any nodes for a while. I guess they don't really want to talk about... I'm assuming if I were to take a guess, the next section they'll talk about in the dev commentary will be when we get to the Antlion Guardian. Which is coming up in a bit. Oh, hi. Ha! Yeah, that's right, get eaten by the barnacles. Do they die from it? Please tell me they die from it. Oh my god, yes. That is so good. Where did I leave Gnome Chompski, though? He's over there. I'm gonna need Gnome Chompski. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, we're just back here. That's fine. I wonder if it's supposed to illustrate the point that they die from the, Alright, thanks for the raid. Yeah, I don't completely understand if you need to, like, raid and run. That's fine, man. I'm okay with it. But thank you for the raid anyway. Oh, God. Oh, wait. Ha-ha, bitch. You got ate by a barnacle. Come on, Gnome Chompski. Oh, no. No, I need that. Get back, Gnome Chompski. Oh, boy. Hey, here we go. Oh, did I lose Gnome Chompski? I might have. Oh, boy. How did you not get eaten by that? Okay. Oh, he's smart enough to not get hit by it, is he? Hold on, then. This is why I should quick save more often. Because apparently, yeah, I definitely should. Again, I've already done the Gnome Challenge. I just feel like doing it again. Because besides, between this and the commentary, like, the commentary is pretty sparse. So, just to spice things up a little bit, I'm using the gnome again. Oh. Alright, I'll let him eat it. Luckily, I don't think Gnome Chompski will get destroyed. He'll just... There we go. He's gonna get killed. That's fine. You're gonna get killed. That's fine. That's what I wanted to happen before. I wanted him to get eaten by the particle. This is supposed to illustrate that antlions can't swim. That's the point of this section. I think that guy can still swim, which is mildly annoying. Either that, or he's just smart enough to not go in the water. Might be that one, actually. Yeah, if I had to hazard a guess, the next node will probably be when we get to the Antlion Guardian. Oh, hi!
Warning. Vital signs critical.
Oh, God, I'm about to... Well, we just need more grubs. That's all we need. That's all we need, is just a bit more grubby action. Ah, right, this section.
That's Gordon Freeman.
Griggs and Sheckley started off as minor characters who were just used to explain the setup for the turret battle. Once done, they died fairly quickly, leaving the players alone to fend off the antlion swarms. We found this left players unsure of their defensive strategies and would force them to visually survey the cavern before setting up defenses. So we made the two characters stronger and had them yell out their state to players, and even suggest what openings the players should cover. This gave players extra time to set up a defensive strategy before the antlions arrived. This also let us ratchet up the intensity level by slowly...
We experimented a lot with the ammunition for this level. Originally we had a single ammo...
Griggs and Sheckley started off as minor characters who were just used to explain the setup for the turret battle. Once done, they died fairly quickly, leaving the players alone to fend off the antlion swarms. We found this left players unsure of their defensive strategies and would force them to visually survey the cavern before setting up defenses. So we made the two characters stronger and had them yell out their state to players, and even suggest what openings the players should cover. This gave players extra time to set up a defensive strategy before the antlions arrived.
This also let us ratchet up the intensity level by slowly heightening their reaction to the threats. Once we realized this worked, we decided to separate the characters and create an Abbott and Costello style team to do little bits during the downtime the players were using to set up their defenses. We ended up with entertaining character moments that also cued the player on game state.
I don't know how I forgot about this section. I thought for some reason I thought it went from the Antlion into the Guardian section. It doesn't. There's this defensive section first, and then we go to the Guardian section.
Griggs and Sheckley's comment about not stepping on the grubs was originally intended for comedic effect, and to suggest that, as usual, Gordon Freeman had brought trouble in his wake. However, we found that some players took this comment too literally, and would spend the rest of the level avoiding grubs in fear of spawning more antlions. We experimented for a short time with making this an actual mechanic, bringing in antlions whenever grubs are squished, but this had several negative results. It made the tunnels far too difficult, and canceled out any benefit the player got from squishing grubs for health. We decided to keep the grub behavior simple and rewarding.
I think the game won't... I have plenty of time to listen to all these nodes, by the way, because I don't think the game will do anything until I go down there. I think.
The breach is a rough, earthen tunnel, which many playtesters tended not to notice when the attack began. They felt they had been told to defend only the 3 marked tunnel openings. We addressed this confusion by changing the sequence of antlion waves so that the second attack came through the breach. Players then understood that all 4 openings were vulnerable.
Hello, Kirby. How are you doing?
In Half-Life 2 and Episode 1, players learned that turrets will always attack them, unless they are reprogrammed by allies. We needed a new visual way to instantly show that these new turrets are also allies, and decided to hark back to the aircraft nose art of World War II. The elaborate turret design also hints at how bored Griggs and Sheckley must have been sitting down here by themselves.
Yeah, they had a lot of free time on their hands. Until Gordon Freeman showed up and screwed everything up.
The turret battle design went through many changes. Early stages had the player controlling 3 turrets and not ever having to fight antlions directly. After playtesters complained of not having anything to do during the battles, we changed the number of turrets to leave the player underhanded when in later rounds all the tunnels are active. This creates a better mix of resource management and combat. Later, we added this tweaked version of the hopper mines to give players yet another tool for fighting the onslaught.
We experimented a lot with the ammunition for this level. Originally we had a single ammo crate containing submachine gun bullets, positioned down near the elevator. Playtesters, however, seemed happy using a shotgun in this battle, so we added a crate full of shotgun shells and moved both crates to the top area, so players could easily trade off between different styles of gunplay.
I think? Nothing... the game's trying to tutorialize me about how to pick up a turret. But if I recall, I'm pretty sure nothing happens until I go down here to experience this cutscene.
At the climax of the turret battle...
Nope, not that one.
In Half-Life 2, Lou Gossett's voice lent itself to a mystical and mysterious characterization of the Vortigaunt. In Tony Todd's reading for Episode 2, we heard new possibilities for a Vortigaunt who's more of a mystic martial artist. With new attack animations and companion behavior, we worked with Tony to build the Vortigaunt into a powerful ally, a full-on alien-esque
I got Tony Todd for the Vortigaunt? Nice.
Got some supplies over here if you need them. Help and ammo, that sort of thing.
Every Half-Life game so far has started with Gordon Freeman weaponless. Assuming some players had just played through Episode 1, while others might not have played it at all, we had to decide how long we should spend parceling out new weapons and providing adequate time to player practice with each one. In this case, we decided to hand the player a number of weapons all at once, figuring most would have mastered their gunplay in previous episodes. We held off doing a lot of deliberate training until we began introducing newer modes of combat later in the episode.
I mean, I don't have everything. Oh, I do have everything. Well, not everything. I don't know if I'll get the, I don't even know if this DLC will get, this episode gets the, I think it might get the crossbow, and I think it might get the, pulse rifle. It definitely gets the rocket launcher later during the Strider fight. That's for sure.
At the climax of the turret battle, we introduced the Vortigaunt in full-on action mode. The player can and should take part in the battle, but we were very careful to make it fairly easy for him to hang back and enjoy watching the forts clear the room of antlions.
We wanted to show off the Vortigaunt's new abilities and get the player excited about the role they were going to play as active allies in the struggle against the Combine.
This sensor will light up if an antlion's coming down this tunnel.
Alright, now we'll do the
More
turret
lights
battle.
mean more antlions.
Alright.
When a tunnel lights up, we move a few turrets in front of it. Pretty simple, eh, Doc?
Hey, Doc. On your way here, you weren't followed, were you?
Don't listen to him, Doc. We're on edge because this place is riddled with antlions.
The Vort says as long as we don't step on their grubs, they shouldn't hear us this far from the
About
nest.
that.
Yeah, well, that's a theory I'd rather not test. We're down to our last 2 turrets, and even these are held together by baling wire and duct tape at this point. Nice to have them in a pinch, but I wouldn't exactly trust them with my life. Hey, Griggs, you might want to show Dr. Freeman where we keep the supplies, huh?
Oh, yeah. Down there by the Vort. Everything you need for doctoring. They're coming. One light.
Let's move. We have to defend the fort.
I mean, I should have let the battle happen while we were listening to the... Actually, no. I would be too focused on trying to do the battle. So it's a lot better that I played the nodes before we did it. But if I were playing the nodes as we were doing the battle, I would not be focusing on the nodes that much. I'd be focusing on the battle.
Hey, Doc, you ever seen an antlion before?
Loads of them. Trying.
Over here, Shackley.
We got the breach.
We'll be okay as long as they stick to one tunnel.
Dr. Freeman, you take care of the turrets.
Oh, that guy, that's right in that guy's way. That's probably not a good idea.
Shack, look out!
Also, again, I'm on easy mode, so I'm not that worried about it. Again, especially on easy mode, it looks like the turrets got this. They got this. Like, it's gonna get...
Friends, Freeman, but things were pretty quiet until you showed up.
I may have stepped on a grub or two.
Swarm at 24!
Come on, let's go!
I'm coming!
Imagine dying on easy mode. I did in episode 1 during the train station fight. Because the sniper is still nasty. Doesn't matter what difficulty, the Combine sniper is still a nasty piece of work.
Come on, try to keep up.
Let's just stay here. We got 36.
You handle 12, Doc. Hey,
Which one is
you see a bug
12?
on me,
Oh, that
try to
one.
get it off next time.
We'll put one turret with them and one for me. How about that? And then I'll start shooting stuff if I need to. We'll see how badly I need to. I could have probably had both turrets over here. That would have been fine.
Check. What? Check.
There's a node back here? Why? Wait, hold on. Why is that?
In the prototype for this level, the Vortigaunt cleared the way by blasting apart a rock pile.
Oh, right, because you leave this way, I think, right?
In the prototype for this level, the Vortigaunt cleared the way by blasting apart a rock pile. After a new model was created for the generator, we decided to exploit the Vortigaunt's natural relationship with electricity by having him charge the generator much the way he charges Gordon's suit. We were then able to use generators as water gates throughout the level to indicate areas the player could only enter with a Vortigaunt's assistance.
It'll be fine. I'm sure they'll make it. I guess I should have put a turret over there. Hold on. I was like, why was there a commentary node all the way down there? I forgot that when you come back, after fixing healing Alyx, you leave that way. 36 isn't being used. Okay, so we'll put a turret here. Maybe, yeah, we'll do that. Maybe I should put both turrets over there and then just cover this one. We'll see what happens. I guess I should have left a turret with that. I can't hold a breach, apparently. Get back here, Sheckley! No, switch to the machine gun.
There can't be many more.
Why do you have to say that?
We got 12. Incoming at 36. And the breach. And 24. Oh God, they're coming from everywhere. We can't hold out much longer. We'll take 36. Got to watch all the tunnels, Freeman. We can do this, right, guys?
Hopefully they can take a 2 block. Because I'm leaving them to it. I'm not looking. I hope I'm not being overrun from behind. Oh, they fell back. Okay, wow. Okay, fine. Oh, shit. I think, well... No, oh, now it did. I think this is the point where... the Vortigaunt's get involved because you get overrun. I think.
3 lights! We got 3 lights! Why are there so many?
Okay, well...
I think we misunderestimated! Look alive!
Well, you don't want to look dead. Well, maybe you do want to look dead. Maybe they would leave us alone if we look dead.
3 lights! This is gonna be bad!
It'll be fine. Oh yeah, it's just the Vortigons.
Hey, it's the Vorts. They made it. Yeah. I was trying to scare you, Shaq.
Regrettable. We killed many antlions. Yet many more remain. We must attend to the Alyx fans. There is no time. More antlions approach. We shall quiet them.
Shit, the whole place is up. Grab a tunnel.
I think actually it's just best if you just stay in the middle. At this point. I'm trying to remember, it's like a freaking... It's basically a clusterfuck at this point.
Exhausted their immediate number. Now to the next matter of urgency.
I think when we leave, I'll replay that node.
Her injuries are grave. This will necessitate deep submersion in the vortex. Indeed, we require the larval extract. Oh, yes. The extract. Yes. Agreed.
They're a little too into the extract.
Deep within the nest, in the sacred nectarium. But I cannot hope to bring it back alone. We must remain to keep the Alyx fans alive. Please, Freeman, join me. Yes, take yes. There is no final companion. Well stated.
All right, we're leaving now. All right.
Yes, forward.
We leave that way, and then I thought we get what took the elevator. The elevator's not until Alyx is alive. So, we leave here to go get the larval extract. So I'll replay this node again.
In the prototype for this level, the Vortigaunt cleared the way by blasting apart a rock pile. After a new model was created for the generator, we decided to exploit the Vortigaunt's natural relationship with electricity by having him charge the generator much the way he charges Gordon's suit. We were then able to use generators as Vortigates throughout the level to indicate areas the player could only enter with the Vortigaunt's assistance.
One of the three main themes for antline areas, the mines were a plausible setting for light sources, mechanical obstacles, and resupply. Visually, the mines offer good contrast to the natural cave areas and the more organic spaces the worker antlines have carved out with acid secretions.
Grim Pinata. Oh yeah, he does say that. It is a kind of a grim pinata if you think about it.
The antline web stacks, grubs, and workers show off a new illumination shader we developed especially for this level. We began with concept art for the web stacks, modeled those, then added the material parameter that allows the model's self-illumination to be modified based on the angle at which the player views them. The end result is an object that looks lit from within by a weird volumetric light.
We wanted players to work cooperatively with the Vortigaunt just like they did with Alyx in Episode 1. We didn't want to make the Vortigaunt too powerful, or he might take away from the player's fun, but we also wanted him to be a good ally to have around. One solution, shown in this scene, was a shock attack where the Vortigaunt would stun a group of antlions so that the player could finish them off.
Ow!
The antlion experience in Half-Life 2 was characterized by a mindless, constant onslaught of bugs rushing your way. We devised the antlion worker for Episode 2 as a way to add depth and variety to the underground sequences by leveraging new types of gameplay. Unlike normal antlions, the worker chooses to avoid direct confrontation, skulking in the background and lobbing acidic globs from a distance. This extends the amount of time players spend with each creature. By contrast, an encounter with an ordinary antlion is over in seconds. The spitting behavior was derived from the bull squid of Half-Life 1, but was updated to fit the more physical world of Half-Life 2. To that end, the spit globs are not merely sprites, but physically simulated objects, flying through the air along realistic trajectories.
Hello there, Imperfect. How are you doing? Oh yeah, the bull squid did shoot acid. Yeah. Okay, but in Half-Life 1, it wasn't actually being physically simulated. It was just like... it was a sprite, basically.
Beware the acid lines. Their corrosive spray permits quick carving of rock passages, but it also serves as a strong deterrent to high robbers themselves.
This cave was originally designed with a pit in the middle, so the player could punt antlions into it with a gravity gun. In playtest sessions, however, very few of our playtesters actually used it in this way. The pit stayed in the room, but we changed the path to allow the player to descend into it and come back out.
Does that actually work? I kind of want to try that now.
Texturing of these caves provided a couple of significant challenges. We had never made such a large-scale area completely out of displacements before. The convoluted topology of the surfaces made them especially hard to UV map without unpleasant-looking seams and texture warping. After some early attempts, we decided that we were not going to be able to map this area using conventional UV mapping, so we decided to write custom shaders especially for the caves. Our custom shader combines multiple axis-aligned projections based upon the surface normal. This largely fixed our problems with stretching and seams. Since we wanted to provide dramatic lighting in these areas, particularly when lit by the flashlight, we augmented the source engine's radiosity bump mapping with a new piece of technology. This allowed us to create a form of bump maps in which the bump map surface details actually cast soft shadows across the surface. This emphasizes the surface bumpiness, especially when the light is at grazing angles.
Alright, Imperfect. I hope your sister's doing alright. Probably not because she's in the hospital, but hopefully she's gonna get out soon. I get all of them? Hello, BDT. I don't think I got all of them. Not that it matters. The heck is this cave? It's a cave made by the antlions. I mean, well, they probably formed some of the tunnels. I don't know if they made all of it.
The antlions are keen to our presence. Expect ever greater resistance as we proceed. The sad fate of these others is our good fortune.
Antlions? Yeah. Oh wow, the rocks actually break? Must be some massive ants. Oh, you haven't seen them? Yeah, you'll see them here in a second when we find them again. There they are. Ow. Yeah, they're pretty big. Oh god, that guy has a grenade. Oh, I think the point was to fire a grenade back up in there. Maybe not. I think I missed that hole in my first playthrough too. But yeah, how are you doing today, BDT?
Such traces of somehow saddened me.
Turning the Vortigaunt into an expressive character was a challenge for animators, given that he doesn't have what you call a traditional face. To bring out his personality, the animators concentrated on shifting body weight and broad hand gestures. Most importantly, where human characters tend to move their heads a lot for emphasis, we concentrated his performances on expressive spinal motions. Turning the Vortigaunt...
What did the Freeman expect to find down there? Truly, the Freeman leaves no path unexplored.
Alright, he makes commentary about the stuff you're doing.
It's good that you now fight with us.
I think I can use this railway spike. I'm not sure. I want to test it. Can you fire a railway spike? I mean,
I am confident the Freeman will
it's implied by this guy.
so that
No, I can't aim. I can't aim, but, you know, it's implied that you should be able to.
Wherever possible, we try to mine our robust physics engine as a source of novel puzzles. It's especially valuable for giving realistic feedback to the player solving the puzzle. In this scenario, we designed the elevator to sink slightly whenever the player steps on it, giving instant intuitive feedback that it reacts to weight. This made it far more likely that the player would understand that he was dealing with a counterweight puzzle.
I will observe with great anticipation.
I'm trying to remember how much weight you need to put on. Actually, I think you need to get on it, too. I don't know why that counted as me being on it.
Return to the void.
Oh, man, did it not work?
Wherever possible, we try to mine our robust physics engine as a source of novel puzzles. It's especially valuable for giving realistic feedback to the player solving the puzzle. In this scenario, we designed the elevator to sink slightly whenever the player steps on it, giving instant intuitive feedback that it reacts to weight. This made it far more likely that the player would understand that he was dealing with a counterweight puzzle.
I don't know how I managed to land on this ledge. Oh, fuck. That? It's somehow out of weight now? Did one of the barrel... I guess one of the boxes broke. I thought I had another box on there. We get to see this again. Oh, so you can't pin them. I guess that guy's pinned with a pickaxe.
Wherever possible, we try to mine our robust physics engine as a source of novel puzzles. It's especially valuable for giving realistic feedback to the player solving the puzzle. In this scenario, we designed the elevator to sink slightly whenever the player steps on it, giving instant intuitive feedback that it reacts to weight. This made it far more likely that the player would understand that he was dealing with a counterweight puzzle.
That might be a problem. Actually, no, apparently not. Okay, I took a little fall damage. And a little more. Why are they assuming the player is male? Well, they're saying Gordon is... I don't know about that, but Gordon's definitely male. But yeah, I don't know if they should be assuming the player is necessarily male.
We like to lull players into a trance, then startle them. Here, we convince players they are expected to explore and solve puzzles for a long time. Then we abruptly change the mode of gameplay by throwing grenade-lobbing zombines at them.
And then it kind of just goes... Yeah, that happens, and then it kind of just goes back to puzzle solving. Oh, no, it doesn't. Alright, now it goes back to puzzle solving. But it's a very simple puzzle. You just need to weigh the platform down long enough for you to get on it. Hopefully one is enough. Oh, there we go. Okay. 2 should be enough. Because everything else blew up, so... Oh my god. Oh, there's a third thing I can use over there. Okay, I'm gonna have to use all of it. I don't know if you're supposed to use all of it. Why not just jump? I didn't get there in time. Even with running, I didn't make it in time. But yeah, I'm gonna have to jump. Now that I'm on it, you can actually just let this go. There we go. That wasn't worth it. I should have... I didn't mean to fall. Where did the third one go? Ah, here it is. What was gained from that? Nothing. In fact, I lost a lot. I'm gonna leave one. We can use it as a physics object. Oh, we don't even need to. Luckily, the game is very generous. At least I'm not, like, you know, dying anymore.
The Freeman is an invaluable companion. Pity the generator that requires a Vortigon to operate.
Can I get that? I can. It's just over here in the corner.
Whenever possible, we try to give the player a glimpse of their eventual goal, even before they realize it is their goal. While we try to design such moments intentionally, sometimes the opportunities present themselves. In this case, while setting up the gag where the rail car slides into the abyss, we opened a hole in the wall and discovered a view of the distant thumper. It became clear that we could tailor the view across the giant cave to foreshadow.
Was there a thumper over there?
Whenever possible, we try to give the player a glimpse of their eventual goal, even before they realize it is their goal. While we try to design such moments intentionally, sometimes the opportunities present themselves. In this case, while setting up the gag where the rail car slides into the abyss, we opened a hole in the wall and discovered a view of the distant thumper. It became clear that we could tailor the view across the giant cave to foreshadow the spot where Gordon would eventually end up.
Oh my god. Okay, well.
What next in the parade of constant obstacles?
I think you were supposed to do that? What end? I don't remember, but I think that was what you needed to do.
escape would be complete without a freedom coming out of it.
You're supposed to go down in that cave. But, yeah, I left stuff up here. I was like, I'd like that, please. I'd like the stuff, please, and thank you. Oh, there's even grubs up there. They really are just sitting everywhere.
Behold, across the chasm, that immense repellent device promises to cease from endless anti-lion attacks. If the Freeman is in agreement, let us find our way to that vibratory haven.
Yeah, so you saw that earlier. I mean, I kind of pointed it out. It was kind of a bit hard to see, but...
Vibratory device. These are most effective at repelling. Return to the void. Return to the All-in-One.
Bro took a brick like a champ. Oh god, this guy. Okay, hold on. Oh, I was down to 1 HP. Yep, totally. I'm trying to remember what you do. I think, do you just get on the elevator? I don't think it's there yet. I guess you gotta call the elevator, then wait for it?
So you have summoned the lift.
I don't... What else would I say? What was I supposed to do? Oh, God. Still can't aim. Brick ought to work. Who keeps dropping my brick? I'm not.
The lift screamer is almost here.
Oh, balls.
Save yourself!
Okay. Bye, Tony Todd.
The Vorticon's Dispel attack is a radial explosion that takes out a swarm of antlions. It looks most impressive when seen from above, but that's not a perspective the player gets very often in the tunnels. We designed the exit from this battle purely to give the player a view from above so the Vort could put on a show.
Why are you attacking me, dude?
Observe how they fight on below, heedless of our escape. Well, this is all they're using. But we must not forget the gravity of our errand to heal the Alyx lands.
Well then, let's get going, bro.
Originally, this room came directly after a long stretch of combat with antlions and opened up into more of the same. Players who opened the door were faced with another swarm, which they were expected to clear with a whole bunch of handy grenades. However, most playtesters were fairly tired of antlion combat at this point, so we decided that a complete break from antlions would be an even better alternative to blowing up more of them with grenades.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta pace the action, dude. Sure, peaceful. Let's go.
A glimpse of the Antlion Guardian in this level sets up anticipation for the more extended confrontation in upcoming areas. The player needs to know what he's getting into so that the Vortigon's warnings will all make sense.
The Guardian's presence guarantees an awareness of larval clusters. They are commonly posted near the young.
But for some reason, grubs aren't larvae? It's an interesting stretch. What am I doing?
For most of this episode's development, there was a counterweight puzzle in this area, one the player had to solve while under attack by antlions. Although it was a clever puzzle, we felt the underground experience was already long enough, so we removed it and streamlined the path to the nectar. Having too many obstacles made it hard to keep up the sense that recovering the nectar was an urgent task.
Trying to remember if down or up is the actual. I think up is the way we're supposed to go. Actually, it's hard to say because. Well, no, what happens when I get down here? Oh, this just lets we see the battlefield again. Now it's all cleared out, but you can see it one last glimpse. That's what it was. Why am I stuck? Oh, that's why. So I was right. Up is the right way. Yeah, I can imagine having to do a counterweight puzzle while under fire would be kind of a bit too stressful. And it definitely would take away from the quote-unquote urgency of the mission. It's like, my god, how many traps were in this place? It's obscene.
A wind from below bears the scent of extract. The stuff we seek lies at the bottom of this pit.
What does extract smell like, dude?
To the chamber above, where my kin sustain
Until we added the wooden landing here, players were very reluctant to jump down into the elevator shaft. Some playtesters went all the way back to the previous level looking for another way down. In the days of Half-Life 1, we depended on players jumping willy-nilly down every elevator shaft they encountered. But over the years, they've learned to be afraid of the things we tend to put down there.
Oh, you still break it off.
When you reach the lower chamber, you must find a way to summon.
You still break it off, so people have to be fast enough and not do that.
Until we added the wooden landing here, players were very reluctant to jump down into the elevator shaft. Some playtesters went all the way back to the previous level looking for another way down. In the days of Half-Life 1, we depended on players jumping willy-nilly down every elevator shaft they encountered. But over the years, they've learned to be afraid of the things we tend to put down there.
Wonder how that guy died. This way. I forgot there was this whole... I thought it went right into the Great Line Guardian. I just omitted this entire area in my mind. Where am I going? I don't think I'm going up. No, I'm not. Is there a thing underneath? There is. Okay, we gotta keep going deeper. Not get caught by that. Ideally. What a troll. What another... Wow.
One of the major graphical enhancements we made to the source engine for Episode 2 was the addition of shadow mapping for the player's flashlight. This allows the flashlight to cast soft, dynamic shadows into the world, adding realism and drama to the scene, particularly in dark underground areas like this one, in which the use of the flashlight is required to navigate the space. As you move around, notice that all objects in the world cast and receive realistic shadows from your flashlight.
It's like, oh, you need to use the flashlight. I never thought you did. It didn't feel like it was that necessary. Like, this place is kind of bright enough to see basically without it.
Early versions of this area had serious problems. It was brutally punishing and unfun. We were trying to make an experience about timing and tension, but playtesters perceive this as another boss battle. But without physics and explosives, there's no way to kill the Guardian. They would empty all their ammunition into him and die horribly over and over before giving up and running away. They hated it. Our first solution to this problem was to add an arena immediately before the maze, where we hoped players would use up most of their ammo and on head crabs and barnacles and not even try to shoot them. But clever players managed to lure the head crabs into barnacles and rush past while the barnacles were feeding, arriving in the Guardian's lair with plenty of ammunition and again, the false impression that they could kill the boss. In the end, it was necessary to have the Vortigaunt tell the player, remember, do not kill the Guardian or the extract will be ruined. Therefore justifying why you wouldn't be able to do what we didn't want you to do and what you couldn't do in the first place. This area is really fun now. The battle is almost exactly like the original layout. The big difference is that we're communicating our expectations to the player, rather than having them learn by dying.
Right. It's like a rope-a-dope.
In Half-Life 2, the Antlion Guard was originally meant to be a sort of super bug bloodhound that pursued the player through caverns and harassed him while he slipped into small spaces to hide. While we never realized that design in Half-Life 2, this scenario is, for the most part, exactly what his original design sought to accomplish. Over the course of many years of production on various titles, we found that ideas often go away into the ether for years or more, only to resurface and thrive in a new game environment. Even failed prototypes can flourish down the road.
Yeah, just because it doesn't work at the time doesn't mean it's not a good idea. You just need the right location for it, the right environment.
Before we simplified the path through the Guardian's lair, we allowed a right turn at this junction, leading the player right back to where they began. One of our playtesters continued to repeatedly turn right here for half an hour. That was a compelling argument for removing the maze-like elements.
The guy didn't realize he was going in a circle? That's unfortunate.
The antlion tunnels, carved out by worker antlions using their acid secretions, make up the third of 3 subterranean spaces with a distinctive visual style, man-made mines and natural cave formations being the other 2. The presence of crawl spaces was dictated by game design, but they evolved into chambers that fit logically within the life cycle of the antlions. Here, the young grubs can develop and feed in safety, although, conveniently for the player, they cannot digest useful items such as health kits.
Luckily, I don't need any of them, because I haven't been hit once. I don't think I needed them that much in the original playthrough either.
One change we made to Episode 2 was to decouple the flashlight power from the suit power. Playtesters constantly had their flashlight on during the guard chase sequence and were unable to sprint to safety because the flashlight drained their suit's sprint ability. We wanted players to be able to outrun the Guardian with their flashlight shining. Sometimes we are forced to make trade-offs between conventions we've established in earlier installments and gameplay we need now. It would be silly to not have cool-looking underground passages just to keep flashlight behavior consistent until the end of time. As for the rationale within the story, players might assume this new feature was apparently the result of damage sustained in the train crash.
Why? It caused a hardware bug that decoupled the power? That doesn't make any sense. At least in my mind.
In early versions of this map, the tunnels here were more maze-like, with branches, loopbacks, and dead ends. After watching numerous playtesters get lost, it became obvious that they were not having fun. We simplified the paths and added a number of one-way choke points.
The curving tunnels still keep the player in suspense, but as long as he keeps moving, he'll continue to progress, with very little time wasted in retracing steps.
I think, yeah, you just go left. Yeah, follow the nodes. It's probably the right way.
In this scene, we wanted the player to feel under tremendous pressure to break through the boards. Ideally, they just barely make it through the opening before the Guardian arrives. To get this effect consistently, we had to reduce the number of boards again and again until we saw playtesters consistently scrambling to safety at the last moment.
In early versions of this map, the player was allowed to drop straight to the bottom of the shaft. Nobody ever saw the Guardian break through the boards. Therefore, we added a small floor area and required the player to turn around to break more boards, making it much likelier that players would see the Guardian's attack.
Oh, I guess the Guardian broke the boards because I didn't do that. Whoops. Rip that guy.
One of our toughest jobs is tuning for difficulty. There are all kinds of ways that sloppy game design can make players miserable when they're supposed to be enjoying themselves. If the player is laughing as he dies, it's a good sign. It means the death is perceived as part of the entertainment experience, that the player died fairly and not as a result of poor design. But if the playtester is beating his head on the keyboard, we usually take this as a sign that there's still work to be done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When you die in hilarious ways, you can't really get mad at the game for that. Like, it's funny. Oh, hello. There's a head crab around. Head crabs also can't swim. That's an interesting lesson to learn. Can most creatures not swim? Is Gordon the only one who's allowed to swim?
At various times in development, this gear was loose in the environment, tucked in a dark crevice, hidden in a small box, or lost in the bottom of a flooded pool. One playtester, unaware of his low health, actually drowned in 2 feet of water while retrieving the gear. We realized that attaching the gear to a chassis identical to the engine motor was the best way to help the player make the connection between this gear and the empty space on the other assembly.
This puzzle proved surprisingly difficult for many players. In an earlier version, not only did you need to find the spare gear, but this elevator was connected to a disabled generator that wouldn't operate until you also attached a crank and jump-started it with the gravity gun. Although it sounds simple, most playtesters got stuck here for many minutes. We kept simplifying until we hit the version you see here.
It sounds like too many steps. I think I agree with them on that. Oh, come on. There we go.
Activate the elevator that we may reconvene.
I think I did it. Oh, I have to hit the button too. Hold on. I think I have to hit the button.
I descend.
Okay, you don't need to be all dramatic about it.
Abide a moment longer, Freeman, that we may proceed together. He has done his task magnificently. The scent of right perfection beckons. Follow while I travel to the source. You have done the hardest work, admitting entrance to this chamber. Truly, the life of Alyx Vance is in able hands.
Do you have to say it like that?
Follow, Freeman. Forward.
Oh, don't fall off.
We had wanted to implement a generalized particle system for quite some time, and after episode 1 we set out to create one. In previous Half-Life games, each effect had been hand-coded by a programmer working with an artist. It was effective, but not easily scalable. Our new system drew upon the aspects we found most useful from team members who had worked with both real-time systems in games and offline renderers for movies such as The Lord of the Rings. The results were an artist-friendly, modular, component-driven system. Each system can have renderers which display the particle in some form, initializers which set up certain properties of the particle, operators which carry out actions upon the particle each frame, constraints which provide movement limitations such as collision, forces which impart complex dynamics, and emitters which determine how each new particle is created. Together they are plugged into a system as needed to be as lightweight or as complex as required for the effect. Each individual component is simple, but when combined can create rather complex dynamics. Furthermore, adding additional components to support the specific needs of a game or a mod is easily done. The results can be seen in everything ranging from the simple glows of the larval extract here, to the citadel effects, blood, smoke, hunter effects, portal effects, fire, and so forth. Dynamic effects are now in the hands of the artists, who can use them to create whatever is needed, from unique one-offs in specific levels, to generalized effects for gameplay.
It sounds like a better... Instead of having to do each one, it's better to have like a system. Also, sorry I didn't see you earlier, Bugs, but I wasn't looking at the chat. How are you doing? I gotta remember to look over at the chat every so often. So I think the Vortigaunt left.
When the Vortigaunt discovers the extract, we wanted to do something to distinguish the nectar from all the other glowy alien substances that we've seen in the caves so far. Therefore, we had him perform a bit of a chant and had the extract give off a show of its own.
Yeah, hopefully you're still around. I wasn't ignoring you on purpose, I just forgot to look at chat. It happens sometimes. Okay, you're doing good? That's good to hear. I believe he just grabs that, and then we get on the elevator and leave, right? Yeah, that's... Oh, there's another thing here.
Some traits we thought innate to Vortigaunt. Antlion husbandry was once our ancestral practice. The creatures exude many valuable compounds, but the extract is the most prized by far. It dissolves the false veils that divide the vortessence. All this you shall witness
when what? I don't think we ever get to witness it. I wonder if that was an idea they had for episode 3.
No pulse. Stop. She ebbs. If we lose her, we lose all. Behold.
One of the most significant story meetings we had near the beginning of episode 2 concerned how much we were going to reveal about the G-Man. Once we decided exactly how much to explain, we had to come up with a way of revealing it. Alyx's healing sequence offered the perfect way to pull Gordon out of mundane surroundings and put him in a realm where the G-Man can speak to him directly, but dialogue is only one of our tools for narrative. By blending images from the past, the present, and the immediate future, we continue to stitch together the Half-Life story over time. We make clear that the events at Black Mesa continue to resonate, and we draw the strongest connections yet between Gordon, the G-Man, and Alyx and Eli Vance.
We sometimes use sounds to set a mood rather than to literally underscore the on-screen action. The G-Man sequence you just saw, for example, relies heavily on the use of abstract and ambient sounds. We wanted the soundscape to have a deadened, internalized quality that you get from putting your hands over your ears. So we started with recordings from inside the room. If If you listen closely, you can hear the internal gurgling noises as well as muffled heartbeats. We then added various other effects around the rhythm of the heartbeat, plus long-tailed reverbs. None of the door or transition effects are literal interpretations, but are obscure metal and feedback sounds created to work in sync with the observable actions. So all of these things contribute to the scene's dreamlike quality.
I realize this moment may not be the most convenient for a heart-to-heart, but I had to wait until your friends were otherwise occupied. There was a time they cared nothing for Miss Vance, when their only experience of humanity was a crowbar coming at them down a steel corridor.
Yep.
When I plucked her from Black Mesa, I acted in the face of objections that she was a mere child and of no practical use to anyone. I have learned to ignore such naysayers when quelling them was out of the question. Still, I am not one to squander my investments, and I remain confident she was worth far more than the initial appraisal. That's why I must now extract from you some small repayment owed for your own survival. See her safely to White Forest, Dr. Freeman. I wish I could do more than keep an eye on you, but I have agreed to abide by certain restrictions. Well, now, listen carefully, my dear. When you see your father, relay these words. Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
She stirs. Her vocal form is regained integrity. We have a very immeasurable loss.
Oh, God.
Lie still.
Oh my God. I thought for sure I was dead.
The Combine hunters caused traumatic injury.
A hunter. So that's what it was.
We knit shattered bone and restored circulatory integrity. Yet it was a free man who retrieved her vortessence.
Yeah, that's Gordon.
That's me, Mr. Vortessence.
How long have I been out?
A matter of hours.
Hours? We've got to get moving.
A moment longer.
But we have to get to White Forest. It's vital.
No fear. We will put you on the right road. Now, try carefully to rise.
Whoa. I don't know what you did, but I have a feeling I'm lucky to be here.
Come then. I will get you on the path to White Forest.
Come on, Gordon. Next to me.
Hold on, I'm gonna ammo up. I realized I should probably... I don't think I used much ammo, but just in case I'm gonna trigger both of these. Actually, the most ammo I used was pistol ammo, which is unfortunately not one that they give you here.
We will continue our hunt for advisors. Farewell. Go safely. Travel well.
Good luck out there. Okay, Freeman. Be adequate. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Sounds like something the Forge would say.
That line cracked me up initially, and it's still funny, because... Why are you saying that?
I think I can walk on my own now. Let me give it a shot. I really consider working on Alyx my acting school, because It has stretched me. It has made me go deeper in my work. It's sharpened me up as far as being able to call in emotions or really just imagination. A creative spirit is really just a lot of imagination, I think. And afterwards, I always seem to be sharper in everything I do. I always have a good show at night, or I always go on to the next job with a heightened awareness or a heightened presence. And it's only helped me. So thank you, Alyx, for that. Oh, that was a guardian. Somebody must have done something to mess it up.
Yeah, that was me.
The guardian is enraged over our theft of the extract. If it tries to hinder our progress, we will have no choice but to kill it.
You messed with its eggs? Oh, no wonder it's mad.
In this vista, we release the player from the confines of the subterranean world and thrust them into a vast open space on a scale rarely seen in our previous games. The narrative takes advantage of this scale as well. With our allies at close range and our enemies on the distant bridge, we are reminded of the personal stakes and the larger threat, all in one short scene.
Yes, and they carry Shukulathor.
Most of our dramatic scenes are constrained in such a way that the player can't progress until the scene is over. For example, there might be a gate that only Alyx or a Vortigaunt can open. In this scene, where the Vortigaunt and Alyx first see the Combine marching on White Forest, we simply placed a few barrels to block the way while Alyx and the Vortigaunt speak. With just this slight impediment, every playtester stayed and watched the scene as intended, so no explicit gate was needed.
What are we waiting for?
Alyx is Marlene. Is she? I would have to hear Marlene's voice again to get that connection.
Sometimes very small changes can make a big difference. Originally, these troops all marched in lockstep, using the same walk animation. This looked extremely robotic. We took a second walk animation that had been done for this troop skeleton, a more upright, casual walk, and programmed each soldier to randomly blend between the two walk cycles as he crossed the bridge. This 30-minute change made a huge difference in the scene.
We tried several different ways of showing the advisor traveling with the Combine forces. We started off with an advisor pod flying over the troops, much as they flew from the Citadel at the end of Episode 1. However, we didn't want to give the impression that those pods were anything but emergency escape units. They were not meant to be self-powered flying crafts that could be piloted around in future episodes. We ended up with the solution you see here. APCs are pulling a structure holding an inert advisor pod. This lets the player study the advisors at different points in their life cycle. They see the main stages of the advisor's metamorphosis, from harmless larvae into powerful and highly mobile monsters.
I think I missed the advisor going by, so we don't actually get to see that, but you know, take their word for it. I guarantee it happened.
Alyx's model underwent some upgrades for Episode 2. We added 2 new holes to her jacket, courtesy of a hunter, and dirtied her texture up a bit to show wear and tear. We also increased her polygon count, and to help with her jacket, we added shoulder blades to her back so that it flexes better when she lifts her arms. Additionally, we reconnected her belt so that instead of being rigidly attached, it now flexes and slides around more. A lot of this stuff you won't even notice. It'll just look right. Yeah, that's Alyx. She's wearing a jacket. You wouldn't even think about it. It's easy to have the computer draw something stiff and awkward, but doing that pulls you out of the game. You stop believing in the characters. They just become icons. Our goal is to make our characters simply look natural, but to do that requires lots and lots of work and tons of new technology. The irony is, if we've done our job, you won't even notice. It'll just look right.
It said there, show wireframes and maybe before and after pictures. It didn't do that. I guess they decided against doing that, but they kept it in the subtitle, I guess.
Initially, we built this area around the sand traps mechanic from Half-Life 2, warning the player that stepping on sand would trigger swarms of antlions. Soon after the warning, however, the safe islands of rock ran out, and the player was forced to run across the sand as quickly as possible. Players were confused by this and upset because Alyx and the Vortigaunt would simply say they had no choice and head straight across the sand. To solve this, we decided to stage the combat with safe zones around Thumpers instead.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
This vista is one of the largest open outdoor areas we've tackled in our games. When rendering such an area in real time, it's necessary to use various level of detail techniques made available to us by the source engine. For example, the distant foliage and combine enemies are rendered with far fewer polygons than they would be if they were meant to be viewed up close. Additionally, the organic shapes used to model the rocky outcroppings and valley floor below use complex shading operations to combine a relatively modest amount of texture data. This trade-off, which requires a manageable amount of texture data, allows us to use more polygons, enabling us to represent more organic shapes which are in contrast to the orthogonal forms common to our traditional urban environments.
Early in the development for this level, we used an animation for Alyx that showed her as clearly injured as she ran along behind the player. This really slowed her down, however, and playtesters did not enjoy waiting for her to catch up or going back to retrieve her. To address this, we started a recovery in the preceding map to make sure she was healthy enough to run at a regular speed before reaching this area.
Is that another heckin' gnome? It's the same gnome, I'm doing it again. Cause I apparently like...
The humans have their enclave on the rim of this canyon. I do not see their sentries.
I'll cover you from here.
What am I supposed... Oh, I'm supposed to be going over here.
This scenario required significant changes to the Antlion Guard behavior. Players of past games were used to dealing with only one guard in a confined space and without anywhere to hide. In this scenario, the player had a safe zone, but couldn't remain there to accomplish their goals. One change we made to the guards was in altering how they throw objects at the player. Originally, they shoved objects directly toward the player at high speeds. These objects were really hard to dodge, and if you weren't paying complete attention, you could easily be blindsided and killed. The guards now hurl objects along an arcing trajectory, which not only gives the player a greater opportunity to dodge, but looks awesome. The player gets to see the guard launch a car from 100 feet away, then step aside just as it crashes to the ground where they were standing.
Yeah.
Some testers had trouble realizing when they were doing damage to the Antlion guards, so we've added a bleeding effect that grows more serious as the guards' hit points decline. This kind of visual feedback makes more intuitive sense to the players. It suits the biological nature of the creature and frees us from having to rely upon spoken explanations of gameplay.
I don't think I ever noticed him bleeding, so I think that failed for me.
We wanted to create a tension between Gordon and the Antlion Guardians that would develop over several levels and only resolve out here in the open. In order to differentiate this Guardian from the others the player had encountered throughout Half-Life 2 and Episode 1, we changed his texture to a glowing green. This gave the player the satisfaction of revenging himself on the creature that had chased him through the underground lair.
Like, I'm not saying it's not happening, I just never noticed it. Probably because I'm too busy trying not to die. That's, probably a good indication.
At this time, you may kill it without consequence.
I'm working on it. Oh, got a car. Oh, got a cart. Oh, one of them's dead. Too bad I can't pick that up. Oh, God! Okay, there's still something I can throw at him. Where did he go? He's over there. Okay. Nice ragdoll, dude. Alright, Alyx, you okay? Okay, Alyx. Which way am I going? I think I'm going... Actually, we're going neither direction, if I recall. We're actually going up this. If I recall, he turns the generator on and then we go in...
Done, Freeman.
We go up here.
Freeman, you dispatched those guards with great dispatch. Come now. The vehicle we seek is in the encampment above.
So is the gnome useful for anything?
This lift will
I mean, you could use it as a
where the vehicle
physics object to fire at enemies, but you might lose it. So if you're trying to do the challenge, I wouldn't recommend it.
Looks like the elevator's stuck up.
I'm trying to remember what makes it stuck. Oh boy. Oh, my bones.
Fracture detected.
Where's G-Man? Well, he was just in a vision earlier. He's kind of being hindered. He can't show up as much this episode because the Vortigaunts are kind of blocking him from making as many appearances.
Thanks, Gordon.
Puzzling. The sentries should have spotted us by now.
You think the Combine found them?
Such a theory is hardly far-fetched.
The Voldemorts? Yeah, sure, the Voldemorts are blocking him. I think. Why am I the leader? I don't know where I'm... Like, I always like, oh, you lead the way, Gordon. I don't know where I'm going. You're supposed to tell me. I just, like, other than the obvious go forward.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, this was a problem before, I recall.
The Combine found them all right.
But came to no good end themselves. Head crabs have had their way with both parties.
I'm trying to remember where's a good place to place this. Because I had to be fast before in order to grab it when I left it right here.
For attentive players, this is the first time we've allowed a glimpse of the G-Man since Half-Life 2. In Episode 1, we suppressed the G-Man's visitations completely, to show that he had lost track of Gordon. But after Alyx's healing incident earlier in Episode 2, he is actively watching again.
Well, if they got
Keep
it
an eye out
over
for
there,
him.
maybe we can jump it back to this side.
Where is he?
We recommend the Freeman for this task.
Hey, I'm feeling a lot better.
That condition will not last long if you plunge into the toxins below. We would do well to lend our protection from above, while Freeman skirts.
Isn't it obvious? No. I probably missed him.
Gun may prove useful.
Oh, there's one down
The gun
there.
would appear to be powerless. Go, Freeman. I will look after the...
In Episode 1, Alyx climbs up into a hidden room and uses a Combine sniper rifle to assist the player.
It's all up to you.
The player never sees the rifle, only the targeting
I'll
beam.
get this field down.
For Episode 2, we decided to show the Combine sniper rifle and let the player know exactly where Alyx would be standing when she used it. However, making it visible and accessible to the player required us to come up with a way to make the rifle usable only with the Vortigaunt's help. Though it's somewhat of a contrived and arbitrary device for keeping the player from using the gun, we felt it was a worthwhile trade-off, given that playtesters tended to enjoy the co-op sequence of Alyx assisting them from above.
Alright, if I'm not able to grab the gnome when we get back to this area, I'll give up on it, but I left it right next to the door, so it should be not that hard to do. I'll leave a hard save here. But I shouldn't need it. Because the last time I did it, I had it slightly farther away and it was harder to grab before the door closed behind Alyx and the Vortigaunt when they left. Which way am I going? I thought we were going through the door. Oh, we're going through this door. Gotcha.
The ambient sound of the poisoned zombie breathing was placed here to make the descent into the building scary. Although most of the team thought it was comical, there were a few playtesters visibly unnerved by it. One playtester stood at the opening to this room for a long time, afraid to go in.
Ow!
Detected. Vital signs critical.
I'm trying to remember if this is actually even doing anything. If I should just use a gun. I probably should just use a gun. Yeah, like, in the caves, I didn't need to light it up. In here, I need to use the flashlight for sure. Like, it's way darker in here than it was in the cave. Do head crabs bring you down to 1 HP? No, only the poison head crabs do. The poison head crabs will bring you down to 1 HP, but they'll never kill you. So, a lot of the time, the devs like to put them in a location as a bit of a troll. They'll hide a poison head crab, like, around the corner to jump you. To give you a scare, but it won't actually ever kill you. Because what usually happens is when they combine the poison head crab with like another enemy is how you usually get the 1-2 combo of the poison head crab will hit you, drop you to 1 HP, and then the other enemy will attack, and then you'll die because you have really low HP. But like you regain as your suit is administering the antidote to the poison, you gradually get back the HP. See, something like this is what I'm talking about. Where they'll hide poison head crabs to give you a scare, but, you know, they won't actually kill you, necessarily.
Training players who haven't played previous episodes is always a challenge. Those who had not played episode 1 did not immediately understand that the Combine sniper beam was friendly. They avoided it, thinking it could damage them. Therefore, we added this staircase scenario, where we reintroduce Alyx's sniper behavior and make a show out of her shooting a zombie to protect the player.
Oh! I went to the infinite void. That's unfortunate. No, clearly I want this one. Oh, it almost worked. Tell that guy to stop whining. Yeah. I don't know why he's complaining so much. He's only on fire.
In this scene, we rigged an entity called a physics explosion to create movement among the boxes inside the dumpster. One playtester we had threw a grenade into the dumpster, and the physics explosion entity caused the grenade to fly back out. The player was surprised, thinking the zombie had tossed back his grenade. Although this happened by accident the first time, we went ahead and set up the entities to make sure it would happen for every player who lobs a grenade into the dumpster.
Yep. Checks out. I think there's a zombie in there. So, like, you come around here, then a zombie pops out, and then... There I am.
Earlier in this level, we blocked the path with fire and forced the player to turn off a gas jet to continue. Fire traps of this sort were plentiful in Half-Life 2, but we could not count on players knowing or remembering how to use them here. Having offered some brief training, we now build on the mechanic by having the player work with Alyx to create a cooperative fire trap. Most players turn on the gas, at which point Alyx shoots a zombie on the stairs to create the wall of fire. This triggers a parade of zombies to come out of the door below and walk into the fire.
I'll let her do it again, too. I think it's just this one guy, though. So, I mean, it's not as impressive when... There we go. Why did that... It'll work eventually. You could just not be in the area. I could also trigger it myself, but I'm trying to save ammo. Like, I'm not gonna waste ammo, although there is ammo right here, so there's kind of no reason why you can't trigger it yourself. That was yeah, it definitely was in fact a welcome party.
Saw blades were a prominent weapon in Half-Life 2, and we wanted the player to recognize them as part of their arsenal in the upcoming warehouse battle. After watching several playtesters ignore them completely, we decided to add the zombie pinned to the wall. Most players pull out the saw blade and instantly realize its potential for destruction. After that, they tend to find and use saw blades without further prompting.
I love the saw blade.
The battle in the warehouse was created fairly late in the development of this map, when we realized that the level had a steady stream of combat, but no real climax. We wanted to take advantage of Alyx's sniping abilities, building on the scene in Episode 1 where the player can punt boards off windows to give her a better view of attacking zombies. Here, we have the player removing tin roof panels to give Alyx a line of sight into the room below.
Bring them out where I can get a clear shot.
I'm just gonna do this. Make my life one hell of a lot easier. I lost the saw blade. I don't know how I managed to do that. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, what's supposed to happen? Oh, that! I'm grabbing everything except the thing I want, which is the saw blade. I think, yeah, we go probably where the light is. That's probably, you know, the right idea. How did that lose my saw blade?
As much as possible, we try to create small surprises for the player that aren't related to combat at all. With this forklift puzzle, we wanted to trick the player into assuming that once they operated the lift, the puzzle would be solved. However, the player soon realizes that the obvious solution is actually a bit of misdirection.
Right, because the lift, I think you need to put a box on the lift, and that's the solution? actually. I think. We'll find out here in a second when I, You see my point? Poison head crabs are used as trolls so much. Can I drive the forklift? No. We'll be able to drive the car coming up. The thing we're about to go rescue.
In previous versions of this level, the platform opened directly into this pit of toxic waste. Playtesters who didn't recognize the waste as something harmful would jump straight into the pit. We changed the path so the player could make a safe landing and slowly come to understand the toxic threat.
Actually, I don't even think I really need a weapon anymore.
I got your back, Gordon.
How did that not hit you? Oh, there goes my saw blade, I bet. Nope, I guess not. Okay.
We always look for opportunities to add narrative touches in our levels. The idea behind this chair, the submachine gun, and the beer bottles is that someone used to sit here, drink beer, and drop grenades into the pit of zombies. We give the player the opportunity to reenact this experience by giving out unlimited grenades and spawning zombies as soon as the player reaches this spot.
They just spawn forever? I think you get that one later. Like, you're supposed to get that one later. If not, then I misjudged it, and oh well. I've misjudged it. Oh well. Doesn't matter that much.
Hazardous radiation level detected.
This section would be better without anyway. I wish I had it now, but oh well. Wait, Alyx is not really doing her job. Oh, thank you. There's more loot down there, but I don't really need it. Also, I might be able to grab it anyway. Because of the magic of the gravity gun. Oh yeah, hi. I wonder if that... No, there was... I saw in the monitor there was a note here for the, for the car. Probably for that,
Although this bridge
actually.
is not the first occasion for cinematic physics in the episode, it was the original test subject we used to develop our effects. In early prototypes, the bridge started off in its broken position. It was a static object the player had to navigate to retrieve the car. When we incorporated the cinematic physics, we thought this bridge would be a great opportunity for players to see an immense piece of the environment transform before their eyes. The bridge collapse not only showcases the cinematic physics, it reminds players of the growing threat from the super portal, and sets up a navigational puzzle they must use the car to solve.
Do I have... What are we doing? Are we shooting... Or is it more like I gotta shoot these off in order to make it shoot up? Because the car will not make that jump, I don't think, at all. There's 2 more payments on the lease. Do I have to get in the car? Maybe that's what triggers it. Make a ramp. Maybe? It's not what I had to do last time. It also doesn't work. Hold on. It could be something as simple as shooting all the cars off. There we go. I knew it was something like that. Alright, I need to hit the turbo, because I left the car there. Oh yeah, I forgot. Alright, let's listen to these notes then.
The original Episode 2 vehicle was dubbed the Jalopy, which says something about how uncool it was. Early feedback was that it seemed too similar to the Half-Life 2 buggy. So we decided to redesign it so that players would feel excited rather than disappointed when they saw the car. Alyx's original line when she first saw the Jalopy echoed the feelings of many early viewers. What a wreck. Forget about White Forest. We'll be lucky if we make it to the end of the block.
Having decided that we were going to rely on a car to get to White Forest, we had to figure out how to get Alyx into the vehicle. Games often accomplish this by moving their characters close to the vehicle and then teleporting them inside in a very visible and jarring manner. We knew this would ruin Alyx's believability as a character, so she had to smoothly get into a vehicle the way you would expect a person to in real life. This was no small task, given all the strange angles and positions the player could work the vehicle into. Alyx also needed multiple entries into a vehicle, given that the doorway she wanted to use could be blocked or otherwise inaccessible. This also provided interesting moments for Alyx, where she could vault over the hood of the vehicle in a very heroic fashion. The interaction between her and the vehicle was intriguing just by itself. Once we were sure she could enter and exit the vehicle convincingly, we then had the task of making her believable as she sat next to you. Our first experiments revolved around Alyx reacting to the physical nature of the vehicle. When it crashed into a wall, she needed to be jolted. When you went around a bend, she needed to lean with the momentum of the car. These details were crucial in making her feel like she was really going along for the bumpy ride with you. We also wanted her to be very aware of her surroundings and what the player was doing while in the vehicle. If you ran over a zombie, she needed to echo the internal reward the player felt for accomplishing the feat. If you were about to hit the wall, we wanted her to flinch and react to the impending collision, much as the player at home would be doing. There was a fine balance between making her too much of a backseat driver or having her be too quiet next to you. Ultimately, we wanted Alyx's presence in the vehicle to seem so natural that players would never consider it anything other than normal.
I don't think I really got the full scope of what Alyx Vance is or how she's created until the first time that I went to Valve headquarters. And what was really important was that I got a better idea of how big the team was. I mean, a lot of people work really hard to make Alyx Vance who she is. And I mean, you hear my voice and, you know, it's easy to say, oh, that's Alyx, or Jamil is Alyx, but that is so not the case. These people spend hours in front of their computer or writing their scripts or dreaming up this beautiful person, and it really just, I'm just the cake topping, really.
We scored.
So originally when she sees it, she's like, oh, what a wreck.
Unless you want it.
I fear a more urgent errand demands our attention. There are advisors yet unhatched.
We'll keep on the lookout.
This road will take you near White Forest, but be wary that others may use it as well.
I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Our bonds are of nature and require no gratitude.
Hi! Buckle up, Traveler. Yeah, buckle up, Chompski. Hopefully he won't move around as much. The car is the hardest part of the Gnome challenge, for sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nope, he's not secure. Hold on.
I'll watch the car.
Oh boy. Actually, he might be secure.
Gordon, let's go.
We'll see how well he does. It's unfortunate he falls out between level transitions. Put the gnome inside the car? No, trust me, this is probably one of the best ways to do it. I've done this side. He falls out there's no doors. He falls out. Trust me. This is probably the best way to do it. For some reason, the way the physics interacts with him, he doesn't move around as much when you put him into the top. as much. He'll still move around. So
Should have known it wouldn't be as easy as just driving down the road. Looks like we'll have to take a detour.
This is just the point where Dog is reintroduced, right? Or is it not? I don't remember. No, Dog is way later. There's a whole car section you have to do first.
A radio tower. If it's working, we need to send a warning to White Forest. They've got no idea the Combine's heading their way.
Oh, he fell out. I heard him.
I'll watch the car.
I heard you, you bastard. Surely seated between two humans is safer? You would think, but no, the physics interacts with him a lot more in that position. Like, he'll get jostled around. Like, I could show you. Like, if we were to say, put him to the front of the car, and let's just say right there, for example. See? You make a turn and he's gone. It's not... it's not good. At all. Hello, Achievement Slayer. The issue being is that I'm pretty sure when you're in the car, and I think Gordon in general for a lot of it, he doesn't have a physical body. So, it's not like the gnome would stop by, you know, getting pressed against Gordon. Because Gordon doesn't actually exist. He might get stopped against Alyx, but, like, that only solves half the problem.
Nobody's home. Wonder how long it's been deserted.
Even though this compound appears open and non-linear, we're striving for a fairly reliable progression of events so that we can fine-tune pacing. The building on the right is bright and eye-catching, with the intention of drawing the player there first. The entrance to the ruin building is around the back, so that initial exploration through the center of the compound tends to lead to the radio room first. The drop-down entrance from the roof of the ruin building also helps us pace the experience, because players are cautious about committing to a space until they've explored the alternatives.
Ow. I think we need to turn the power on?
Well, here's the transmitter. No power, though. Let's see if we can get some electricity going.
Just the one bunk? Okay. That means, yeah, we gotta go into the ruined building they were talking about in the commentary. If Alyx will let me through. I'm trying to remember, maybe I should just pull the car up and park it there. I'm trying to remember which stop-off points have combat and which don't. Is she gonna get in? Yeah, okay. I'm just pulling it over here, Alyx. Apparently, Alyx also doesn't count. Because I just phased through her when I exited the car. How are you... Did I ask how you were doing, Achievement Slayer? Oh yeah, there was a hunter fight here. I remember now. I think, right? This might be the first hunter fight? Oh yeah, definitely. Okay.
I'll keep a lookout while you poke around inside.
I remember now.
This room is designed so that the player will notice the main set of plugs right away, but is less likely to start the second set
Did I say you
at
and Achievement
first.
Slayer?
One end of the long cable is already plugged in, encouraging the player to grab the loose end and put it into the powered socket. This makes the faulty wire break loose and spark. With the power on, players try to return upstairs only to discover that now the elevator needs power. At this point, they look about more carefully and discover the elevator sockets. The short cord is tucked next to the elevator sockets, so that they're likely to try to use it there first, before realizing they need a longer one. Given this fairly reliable progression of events, we were able to write a limited number of lines for Alyx so that she could react each time the puzzle changed state.
Did I say BD? I don't know what I even said.
In earlier versions of the Hunter intro, the Hunters burst physically into the room by shouldering their way through the door. As the Hunter's flechette attack came online, we decided this was no longer appropriate. Now that the Hunter had an effective ranged attack, having him burst into the room with you actually put him into his least viable tactical position during your very first encounter, making him seem ineffective and a bit dumb. The current design is intended to showcase his abilities while giving the player the time and space to understand the situation before pushing out into close combat.
The scene where Alyx sees the Hunters for the first time since her injury was meant to be a turning point for her as a character, and an emotional highlight for the episode, both for Gordon and for Alyx. One reason we had a Hunter injure Alyx in the beginning of the episode was so she could have a strong emotional reaction to the creatures, and use the start of combat as a way of building a good character moment. Alyx's previous encounter has given her a visceral fear of Hunters, but now she has to make a conscious choice to get past her fear and into the right state for fighting them. She uses anger to get there. We also use Alyx's intensity to draw the player's attention to subtler aspects of the scene, getting the player in position for the best view of the Hunters as the attack gets underway.
Oh, the other thing that's so great about acting for video games, and I guess voiceover in general, but for this particular game, is so amazing. I don't have to worry about hitting my mark, or playing to the camera, or forgetting my lines. That's usually my biggest thing. You can see the wheels turning on camera because I'm trying to keep up with my lines. But this, they're all right there, so I don't even have to worry about that, and I can just worry about the delivery, the emotional vibe that needs to come across, and just be the sense of immediacy. I don't even have to worry about the words. So that takes a whole other level off to let the actor just get down and into the work, which is really, really great, which is why I love this job.
This area was designed to train the player in the art of hunter combat, and during the development process it changed continually to suit the hunter's behavior. The first hunter prototypes could be killed only by the blunt impact of physics objects. Therefore, to make sure the player learned this technique, we trapped him in this area with one hunter and kept him locked in until he defeated it. Upon the hunter's death, reinforcements broke down the gate and doors, opening up the arena. As time went on and the hunter was modified to make it vulnerable to all types of damage, our grip on the player gradually relaxed, permitting freedom of movement and a wider range of tactics right from the start of the encounter.
You say that, but I still feel like the physics objects are the best way to go. Alright. Oh, fudge. Oh, he's charging. Ah, no. Two more. Oh, Oh, did you not hit it? There we go.
We should get our warning out and then keep moving. That was probably a scouting
I haven't understood the point of the giant spools. Well, they probably had, like, cable in them. I mean, like, how else did they set up, like, all the power wires? They needed cable.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh, you had some appointments for the VA? How's your foot doing, by the way?
White Forest, come in. White Forest, do you read? White Forest, do you read?
This is White Forest.
In this brief transmission scene, we are restating the goals of the level, while introducing a note of uncertainty and developing Dr. Magnuson's character. This scene was not strictly necessary, but it helped players feel some connection to Dr. Magnuson when they finally reached White Forest, and met him in person for the first time. In earlier versions, we tried having the hunters cut the power and interrupt the transmission, but this felt arbitrary. Players were more receptive to the scene after they had solved the power puzzles and survived hunter combat.
I wonder if we got any of that.
It feels like a small reward in addition to the simple satisfaction of beating the hunters.
Who needs cable in 2025? I mean, you need electricity, right? How is that I don't think they've invented wireless electricity yet. Starlink? Does that do electricity? I thought that only did internet. It's called lightning? Yeah, just, you know, I power my house with lightning. I just got a series of lightning rods attached to my house.
Gordon.
Just save here.
Let's keep going. See if we can pick up the road somewhere ahead.
That's fine. As long as the gnome hasn't fallen out, everything's okay. The gnome fell out. Why did they make it so the car is like angled downward? I don't get that. Solar's more reliable? Yeah, I would imagine so, because how often is there a lightning storm? That's how downforce works? I'm saying, but no, I understand well, yeah, but the car is angled so it's raised in the back. I don't think most cars are set to do that. Does it hurt performance? Yeah, I guess not.
Hey, I know that peak. You can see it from White Forest. We're heading the right way.
And we'll get there eventually, as soon as I grab the damn gnome.
Yeah.
Oh, you can talk to her? Is it possible to walk the distance? No. Well, I mean, probably, but I think the car is needed to do certain scripted actions, so maybe not. Do we need to go in here? I don't remember. I think we will go in there. Oh, there's a note here.
This crashed advisor pod is a bit of storytelling embedded in the landscape. It hints at what lies ahead, while suggesting what must have happened in this location only a few hours before Gordon and Alyx arrived. By placing artifacts of this sort throughout the episode, we slowly bring advisors into the foreground and develop their importance to the story in a way that doesn't depend on stage dramatic scenes.
Right, alright, we're going into the room with the advisor pod in it. This house has an advisor in it. This barn, rather.
There it is again. There's an advisor around here someplace.
Before we go in there, I know where it is. It's in the barn. I'm trying to remember where we should place the car. Because I think combat opens up here again, and I want to make sure that... I think we want the car, like, right there.
Wait for me!
I'm just pulling the car over here. Can you ditch her? I feel like eventually the game would fail you. It would, like, kill you for abandoning her. So, probably not. It feels like something the game would do, because you need her around. So they would probably make it so you can't leave her.
I think we found our advisor. The board said we should kill them before they hatch.
The barn scene was critical both to this episode and to the development of advisors as characters in the series.
What do you say, Gordon?
They represent another intersection of story and gameplay concerns. This is the first time the player actually interacts with an advisor, and determining the right level of interactivity was tricky, especially given the player's reasonable expectation that he'll get to fight them directly at some point. Therefore, we wanted to show that they were powerful, but not invulnerable. This was a long-term goal. For the short term, we wanted to get the player familiar with some advisor behavior, so that when the episode finale occurred, they would already understand how advisors operate. By showing the advisor fumbling with an inert object, then a dead rebel, and finally grabbing the player, we allow the player to observe behavior and then gradually make it more and more of a direct threat. This all serves as foreshadowing for the episode's finale.
So it's just analyzing them? Like, I thought it would use, like, the dead rebel as a way to communicate with us. That would have been one interesting way to do it.
This swirling debris effect uses much of the same underlying technology that powers our other cinematic physics events in Episode 2, but with a few important differences. Firstly, instead of using primitives, every slat, tile, and beam was modeled before being sent to the rigid body solver. Next, there was
not good.
Let's get out of here.
If we leave and come back, we should be able to get the gnome again. Now, if we come back here, the gnome should be here.
You mind if I wait in the car?
But yeah, we must... I don't know why I'm having a problem with the number of entities. Apparently, I'm having a problem with the number of entities. I just know when we go through this transition zone, we're gonna lose him again. Simply because it's gonna be a matter of...
I'll stay there.
That's just how it is. We're almost done with the car section, which I think is about where I think I'll stop with the conclusion of the Hunter Chopper fight.
We should keep moving.
That seems like a good spot to end in my book. Oh god, I can't see.
Here we go.
I was just supposed to hit that ramp, but I couldn't see it.
Let's hit the road.
Our playtesters loved to see the zombie jump on the front of the car, and this naturally encouraged us to want to do more of it.
You know, it's a good thing I don't
We
get
started
car
off with a
sick.
high frequency of occurrences of this behavior, treating the zombie leap as a gameplay element that could be played out in variations.
We should keep moving.
Eventually, though, we discovered that this didn't lead to any really interesting gameplay, so we ended up creating just one memorable showcase of the event instead.
Yeah, eventually the trick would get old. So I commend them for that, for only doing it once, because eventually it would just get boring.
Here we go again.
Where did the gnome go? He's there when I get on the car.
Keep moving.
What happens to him? Does he just fall immediately out? Because I didn't secure him? I thought I did. I didn't secure him as well as I thought I did.
Get back. Come on, Gordon, get in.
Nope. Oh, now the fucking gunship is here. I'll be right back. Hold on. But rather than dealing with the gunship, I'm gonna do it this way. I mean, I'm still dealing... Oh, okay, so yeah, this is what happens when you get too far away from her.
We should keep moving.
Alright, well that means I need to secure this better. I thought that would have been good enough, but apparently not.
Let's hit the road.
There we go. That's a bit better. That's not good. That's really not good. I also don't know where the gnome went.
Come on, Gordon, get in.
I have no idea how the car didn't explode. Because they probably thought that was too unfair if they made the car explode.
Let's hit the road.
I'm sure there's probably a point in development where it did explode. I bet. I'm sure there was.
Here we go again.
Oh, there's a note here.
Having solved the problem of getting Alyx into the passenger seat, we were faced with the challenge of making her a useful companion. When we first hooked up her vehicle combat, Alyx constantly targeted and fired her gun at everything. This made her feel a bit like a turret. In response, we tuned her behaviour so that while the vehicle is moving, Alyx fires more slowly, taking more time to aim at high speeds.
challenge of making her useful. You know, we don't want to make her too useful, right? Because then the player isn't the one doing everything. Oh, did the barnacle grab the gnome? No, it just fell off again. Oh boy, here we go.
Let's hit the road.
This might be far enough that... No, I have to make it to that jump at least. Before the game will be okay with it.
We should keep moving. Nice move.
Okay, now that she's on this side, I can make it to the base and leave the gnome there without having the game being like, oh, you're gonna abandon her. I don't know why the range for this section is so big when for the first jump the range was not that far. Like, look how far away from Alyx I'm getting. And the game's like, yeah, no, this is fine. How do I be safe about this? Get on the back of the truck, that's how. I don't want to fling him across, but I need him to get over the... There we go. Now I need to get back. This is the fun part. If I had mouse wheel bound, barnacles. Yeah, that's what the guys that hang from like rooftop, like from undersides of, and like have the tentacles. They're called barnacles for some reason. I guess because they kind of function like a barnacle.
Let's hit the road.
This way. Since you brought that chopper in on your tail, you want to maybe help us take it down?
Oh, with pleasure.
Oh.
Take it down!
Okay, so we need to put the gnome somewhere off to the side.
I found a first aid cache.
I think under here will technically be safe.
Here comes the med kit.
We'll find out. You gonna shoot it or not? Oh, it might not because of the explosions.
Originally, the Episode 2 chopper battle was a classic fight that relied on the use of the RPG. In the meantime, we were experimenting with a completely new way of fighting the chopper, which we had hoped to have ready for episode 3. The early episode 3 experiments were so successful that we pulled them straight into episode 2.
Oh, come on, really? So this fight was a test, a thing they were doing for episode 3 originally? Are those Wheatleys? No. They're like bombs. I know they kind of look a bit like Wheatley, but they're not Wheatley. Come on, drop a bomb. There we go. That's fair.
Originally, the episode 2 chopper battle was a classic fight that relied on the use of the
I was
RPG.
flying by the shipping crate.
In the meantime, we were experimenting with a completely new way of fighting the chopper, which we had hoped to have ready for episode 3. The early episode 3 experiments were so successful that we pulled them straight to episode 2.
Ha! I didn't think that lob was actually going to hit him. That's amazing.
You're really putting on a clinic.
That was great. I loved that. He.
Boy, are we glad to see you guys.
Whoa, that was amazing. The way you threw that right back. Well, I can sure use a drink. Who's
Tools? You're looking at the biggest one right here. Ba-da-bop, ba-da-bop.
I give the Combine a lot of credit, though. They're tough competitors. A real class act. Shut up.
You weren't kidding. We'll be back on the road in no time.
Well, that could be a problem. Hear that auto gun going off out there? We normally run supplies out of the White Forest base, but a few days ago the Combine cut off access. All the fresh zombies coming out of City 17.
Originally, there was a second driving section between the chopper battle and the autogun trenches. The pacing felt wrong, so we decided to remove it and connect the end pieces so that the train yard opens directly into the garage.
Right, Gordon?
We got a trap door up here where I can look you over the other side. That way you'll get to see the gun before it sees you. Good luck taking out that auto gun.
Right. I said I was going to end after the Hunter chopper battle, and I think I'm going to stick with that. I was going to say that shot was so Kobe, but then I remembered it was against a helicopter. What is that supposed to mean? You saying the helicopter's an easy target? Because you might be right. Oh, he died in a helicopter crash. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. That I had to think about it for a second, and then yeah, that's a bit poor taste. And on that bombshell of poor taste, I think I'm gonna end for today. Yikes.